time with my fictional characters, especially Ruby Gibson, my lady adventuress, and Inspector Havelock Hefty of Scotland Yard. They featured in most of my novels and short stories, and rather too many of my thoughts. But they could never play me false. At least, not without my permission.
But why would anyone have made Jack write it?
Stanbury wondered. I do not know. To explain his disappearance? Alfred breathed smoke through his nose.
Why have you waited until now to show it to me?
I supposed that there was nothing you could do about it, I admitted. And I do not suppose there is. Alfred dipped his head.
I am sorry to say all your suppositions are probably correct.
He rested his right ankle on his left knee.
Is Lady Anglethorpe still staying with you?
She is, but she has gone out.
Pity.
I did not ask to which of my statements he was referring. Aunt Igitha, as she was known to me, had turned up uninvited, claiming that Uncle Tiberius had thrown her onto the street, though that did not sound like his style. He had always been a generous and placid man. She was penniless and only needed to stay for a few nights, she had pleaded. But that was over a month ago, and she was already talking about us getting a wolfhound and what we should do for Christmas. Before she came, I had hardly known the woman. Cain Brays rode in from Market Street, a huge, jolly man. We watched through the window as he tipped his tilted slouch hat to the ladies and tossed pennies to the street children. It was difficult to believe that this amiable gentleman was fond of roasting anyone who refused to pay for the protection he offered. His wife gave garden parties to raise money for orphans. No doubt some of them had been made parentless by her husband.
I would give my eye teeth to see him behind bars.
Alfred bit his cigar.
He wouldn't have so much to laugh about with a noose around his neck.
It would be a brave jury that convicted him, even if you found any willing witnesses. I watched him pass by. The hands that held those reins were reputed to have strangled his own father in a bid for control of the Brays-Shotton gang. He moved out of sight. Ruby appeared from the back of my mind with a coupé of champagne. It was a little early for that, or perhaps a little late because she was still in the same ivory gown that she had been wearing the previous evening.
Can't stay long,
Alfred was saying, oblivious to her presence.
I have a rather important burglary to attend to.
Why important? I offered him a Nice biscuit, but he declined it with a gesture of his cigar.
It was at Thropton Hall.
Paddy Padmore's house? I checked in surprise, for most robbers would stay well clear of a superintendent's property.
Apparently only a canteen of cutlery was stolen, but he has taken it very personally, and all leave is cancelled until the culprit is found.
A powerful incentive for some unscrupulous officer to pin it on the first vagrant to venture out of the lowers, I commented. Lower Montford was notorious for its criminal class, but there were a great many impoverished inhabitants no less honest than their more prosperous counterparts in the uppers. Alfred leaned forwards.
I would not say that.
But he cannot deny it. Ruby drained her glass, unheard and unseen by my visitor. A pigeon fluttered noisily onto the window-sill, and Alfred clapped his hands, but, rather like housebreakers, winged vermin have little respect for officers of the law.
I must go. Crime waits for no man.
He got to his feet and handed the letter back.
I'll mull it over,
he promised, and I was sure that he would, but I knew in my heart that I had given him very little to contemplate. I did not need Ruby to remind me that we had no information as to where Jack Raven might be, nor to add, as she did, or even if he is still alive. Chapter 2. Chapter 29, in which the murderer is exposed. Inspector Havelock Hefty surveyed the assembled household.
Perhaps you could explain why you went to the library in the middle of the night, Carruthers,
he suggested, and the butler gaped.
How on earth did you know that, Inspector?
He asked in astonishment.
I made sure that nobody was watching.
Good morning,